complete my spiel, and if there's anything that you.
Any questions for Ajay? We've got 3 more minutes for questions, so a couple of questions. Yes.
You said you had a CA from India.
Yeah.
And when you came here, did you sit for the CPA?
Yeah. So as a part of my requalification process, when I came from South Africa, I actually targeted my Indian CA allowed me to get a fast track to the US CPA, which I completed in about 4 months. And after that, I got my CGA.
Okay.
And through a conversion program for foreign qualified professionals, I got the Canadian CA about 3 years ago.
Okay. What did it make a difference for you in your job search?
I must. So I was already I was already employed at that time.
All right.
And to the extent that I was doing reasonably well, I wasn't crazy about looking for a change. But I must acknowledge to you that each one of those has made a tremendous difference in every which way. In my next job, for example, or in doing my job better. It might sound like it doesn't, it's just a piece of paper. That's not true. Even in my own company here, once I got my Canadian CA and became a CFO, things really got transformed. It's not like you wake up tomorrow morning and suddenly things change. It's a transformative process. I hope I answered your question. It's a great one.
Any other questions for Ajay? Going one? It's your chance. Yes, you do?
We all have the same question, but I think he has 3 questions and we go to answer.
Excellent. But anyone who has another question that's different? Okay. Yes.
I have another question. I know there is like the mentoring services,
Yes.
services, like peer services for
Yes.
in Skill for Change. So I don't know. Are you working with that like for the mentoring services? Like
I myself am not a mentor with skills. Perhaps on my way out, I have to check that out today. But I know that, as I mentioned, that it's a great program. I've heard a lot about it. And again, I want to say that it depends on what you put in, what you get out, kind of, right? It's nothing in itself is a guarantee. But if you get the chance and if you put in a heart and soul and use that, and about networking, I want to say something and I'll explain why. Yeah. So the one thing that one shouldn't be doing is that you don't go to someone and say, I need a job. It doesn't work out. You have to say, I need some help. So can I speak to you about my resume, about my career, and see what I can be doing differently. Yes. So basically you try and get a 10-minute coffee meeting with him or her. And then when you're finishing that meeting, you say, is there anyone else you think I can see? So that's how, so expanding your network, there are various ways. It's not easy. I understand that everything that I've said is not that you can just wake up in the morning and say, I'll network with 100 people. You make a start and for months. So the mentoring process, I'd say, is a part of the networking, it's very useful. So
no, I was thinking like just like 2 weeks ago, I got graduated from CPA,
right.
CPA. So,
right.
But unfortunately, I got laid out, laid off. So actually, I need like that
mentoring.
Level of mentorship.
But yeah, talk to the skills specialist.
So, and I would probably Joanne, who's a coach, but Tanis will be able from Skill for Change refer you and tell you a little bit more about the program and the mentoring partnership as a whole, okay?
Thanks.
But yes, it's a great initiative.
Yes.
And
also,
Jay, did you ever go through any moments of despair through your process of coming to Canada and trying to break through and reach that?
There were only moments of despair. No, that's the point I'm making. Despair is the default state, and that's why you have to literally. And it's not. Once again, I'm saying it's not like a switch. But you have to train your mind, be amongst positive people, see, you identify, there are things that will work for you. I just, again, very quickly I'm going to talk about, the accountant that is working with me, he's from mainland China, he's a mechanical engineer. And I was speaking to him this morning. So when he came here, he realized he won't get a job in engineering. So he went into an accounting program, went into co-op program and somehow managed to get a break. And he's so very smart and sharp that and he got hired in my company through networking. So there is despair, there is no question, but the key is to find out how to get out of the despair, find out those avenues that will allow you, that channel that will allow you to get out of despair. So I can't lie and say that there's no despair. There is. But if you put your mind to it, then you can get ahead.
I ask, my question relates to your answer. For example, you had accounting background back from your country.
Right.
But for example, I don't have, but I have a bachelor degree. And what is the program? How can I get in this accounting area? Do I need to go again to the university and spend another 4 years to get some bachelor degree in accounting field, or what is the least level of certification that I need?
So okay, you're asking a very specific question, and I won't pretend to be an expert to say that this program is 6 months and gives you the best value. You know, you have to do your own research. But exactly what I was telling the gentleman over here is that this gentleman who is working with me, who's the accountant in my company, he went for a 2-year program to Seneca, if I'm not mistaken, and then through the TDSP, he got into a co-op program.
Full time?
It was full time, and that's what I was asking him. So he said between me and my wife, they had to do some, extra jobs and stuff. They had to struggle, but at the end of it, at the end of 2 years, at least he had something to show for it, and he was very possessed. He knew that he wanted to make a breakthrough, and he got after it. So nothing, unfortunately, there's no easy answers that I need to get into accounting, so tomorrow I'll get an accounting. Professional accountants don't get, right? So there has to be, you have to put in that effort. You do your research to find out. I've given you one pathway, Seneca I've told you, but I don't know whether, CPA program, how do they, I think you might have process for that.
Right, and there's a path, and maybe we can discuss the pathway and the program and the next steps towards it and the opportunities about the CPA program as we go. So myself, Alistair, will be here all through the afternoon. But today this will be our opportunity to ask questions from our experts, our CPAs, our keynote speakers, and the breakout session. So we'll discuss your path, again, provide you some opportunities as well. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
So Ajay, thank you very much for your very insightful keynote presentation. It was powerful, inspiring, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
And on behalf of Skills for Change and CPA.